going on, YouTube?
What's up, YouTube?
Welcome back to RC Worldwide. It's your main man, the Iceman here. Got the Ice Lady with me today. Back to you with another fun and informative video. I know it's been a while since we dropped some content, but we've been busy with our snocone business and our jobs and all our family stuff. So we hadn't had a chance to get content to you like we'd like. We made a few videos with, I made a few videos with our garden and a few other things. I just didn't have a chance to publish and get them all edited and everything. So what I'm going to do from here on out is I'm going to try to shoot all these videos in one take. That way we don't have to do any editing, and I can get this content to y'all as in a way that I like, as much as I like. So with having said all of that, and without any further ado, we're gonna get into today's video. In today's video, we're going to what we're gonna do. We're gonna go back to one of our original videos, and one of our original videos we made was 6 things you need to know when starting a snowcone business.
We'll put the link to that video in the comments.
6 things you need to know when starting a snowcone / shaved ice business. So what we're doing today is we're going to go ahead and update you on that, on things that we found out, along the way in our little short 2-month span of being in business. We're going to, like I say, just give you a quick update on things that we've learned, that, like I say, give you
The
heads up on things, and a different format or order you can do things in when starting your business. So, having said that, here we go. The first thing that, like I said, when getting into the snowcone / shaved ice business, what we learned throughout this whole process is the first thing that you would want to do, that we would recommend, is getting your LLC. And the reason we recommend getting the LLC is it makes it so much simpler when filing all of your paperwork and getting all of your permits and all of that stuff.
And sometimes right now things are taking extra time, so we had to wait on ours for almost about 6 weeks, and so it slowed us down.
And when doing your LLC, that's something you can do yourself. I don't know if we mentioned this in the past video. If we did, good. If we didn't, we're gonna add it now. But when filing your LLC, you can do that yourself online, or you can get you your CPA can do that for you, or you can get a lawyer to do it.
I had a hard time finding a way to do it online myself, so I just took the easy route and went with our CPA. And I also have a lawyer that said he could do it, so you have options there.
Who did Julie go through?
A CPA.
Okay. Yeah. So she went through a CPA, and like I said, we used our CPA. It seemed like hers was one of our friends, Julie, that we're speaking of. It seemed like hers was a little more thorough and faster in developing her packet. She had a little bit more success because some of that things in those, like I said, some of those things in that LLC packet you need when getting your permits. And her CPA had hers all laid out, built her a folder, and it was all laid out in a nice, neat form where we had to make phone calls back and forth with our CPA.
You need all of that information when setting up your business checking accounts. And that's one of the things you should do after getting that LLC in. One of the first things after getting that in.
Yes. Okay, so like I said, that's one of the main reasons you want to go ahead and get that done first. And also, okay, so now that you got your LLC, I'm assuming you already got your trailer. Your trailer's already outfitted. You're getting ready for you're moving forward towards your inspection. What I would do I would recommend in Texas, I don't know about other states, but in Texas, especially here in Fort Worth, they assign you an inspector. So what you would want to do is go down to your health department before you're ready to go for your inspection, and go ahead and get your inspector assigned to you. And when you go down and get that inspector assigned to you, what that does is allows you one thing mainly. The main thing is to go ahead and build a rapport with that person, and and get a feel for that person and know who you're going to be dealing with, and also in doing that, building that rapport, they're going to tell you the things that they're looking for on your inspection. And with us, the way ours worked out, we called our inspector, and basically our inspector, we was able to do a lot of our inspection through pictures before we even went down for our main inspection. Our inspector, she requested pictures of like our sink. You have to have a divider you have to have a 3-bay sink. You have to have a divider for your hand washing sink, a splash guard. So things like that, she was able to see in the pictures and tell us, hey, you need to go ahead and get this installed, and then have it when you come down for your inspection. So which saved us from going down to the inspection and fail it because we didn't have these items. She was already able to look it over and give us the okay and say, okay, well, when you get down there, this is the only thing you'll need. And it made it real smooth. I don't know that all inspectors are that way, but the lady we dealt with was real good. I mean, excellent to deal with. She helped us through the whole process. Like I said, we dealt a lot through pictures. We were able to text her. We were able to call her, and then when we went down for our inspection, everything was smooth. Okay, so you got that. You got your inspector assigned. You got that out the way. The next thing we would recommend that we've learned in this process, and this is something that I've known, that I would say I've known. I'm sure my wife has known this too by her dad being in business, but it's, I would say, not doing handshake deals. We've, in this short 2-month span of getting things done, like getting our electricity done, we had an issue with our AC. We had, I had an issue with my truck that we pulled the trailer with. Just all these things, we're dealing in good faith, expecting people to do what they're going to say they're going to do, and we go ahead and, we went ahead and paid them, go ahead, to be blunt, go ahead and pay them up front to do what they're going to do, and then come to find out, it's always some excuse in the game. It's always some salt in the game. So, and we knew that, and we've known that, like I said, but it's just a refresher. You try to start a business, you try to build relationships on good faith, and it turned out to burn us a couple of times. Like I said, that's just 3 times that I can think of on 3 little short deals that we got burnt from just paying people up front instead of when you do a deal, like I say, some people might know this or some people might not know this. When you go to do a deal, you just go old school. Half up front and half when the deal's done. And then we'll both sign off on the deal and make sure everything's square. We'll make sure we got the receipts, everything is kosher. And
make sure all permits are pulled.
Yeah, all your permits are pulled, everything is above the board. Just on everything. Even, we had another major deal, but that I didn't mention. I don't want to mention it on camera right now, but it's another deal where paperwork. It basically boiled down to a paperwork deal. So just to cover everybody and keep everything on top of the table, go ahead and get a contract signed. You know what I mean? If it's nothing but basic contract, you two on the back of the pickup bed, let's sign it on the tailgate of the pickup and get both our signatures and dates and get a witness and whatever it takes to get the deal done. But don't operate on good faith and think people are going to operate the same way you do, because you'll get burned. Anything you'd like to add to that?
Yeah, just put good out there and don't expect everyone to be honest. Do your contracts and have them, follow through with it. That's about it.
Another thing, like you said, so that covers that. The next thing that we like to add is, like I said, when we bought we said on our other video, when we bought our trailer, our snow cone shaved ice stand, our unit was a turnkey unit. And even though our unit was turnkey, and like I said, some people in business know these things, and some people don't. You know what I mean? Not everybody's been fortunate enough to been groomed in these areas. But so the next thing would be, like I said, being that ours was a turnkey business, it came with all of our appliances. And one thing we did notice is our freezer. And our freezer wasn't a new freezer. We did get some new things, but our freezer wasn't one of them. So, having said that, what you will want to do if you buy a turnkey, business, or you buy a used business, basically be ready to invest back into your business as far as replacing things like appliances and whatnot.
For instance, we got here and we were so blessed that it had everything that we need. But as we're starting, we realized we're going to need to replace this freezer soon. One of the selling points on buying this trailer was that it had a brand new AC. And then we're about to go into that. So we have had to replace our AC, and we'll talk about that in a second. So you got to have that extra. You got to have extra money. But always know that these appliances, they're great to start with, but we're going to have to replace them.
Yeah, we can get by with our freezer. Our freezer is cooling just fine. But what we ran into, and what we're running into, is by being so old of a unit, it's not the top on it is not sealing as good as we'd like, and it's putting off and it's causing it to generate a lot of heat just from it being old, and then from it not sealing as proper, it's causing it to work even harder, and it's putting off a lot more heat. So, so that's something we'll have to replace in the future. We just been so busy, we haven't had a chance to even go look at one and see what's available. So, yeah, that's just something that you come into. Anytime you get into business, we understand there's going to be expenses, but so you always want to make sure you have extra money set aside to cover those expenses. Like we had an issue with the AC unit. We had to replace our AC unit, but we got that replaced. So just things like that you have, that that's unforeseen expenses that you'll run into. And also with the AC unit, we replaced it and still found out, talking to people with these, even though it's a new unit, with these trailer ACs, they basically just keep cool. They don't keep a place cold. So we had to also come up with an alternative method to keep this trailer cold. So we had to invest in a little swamp cooler that we put in here, what they call a portable air conditioner. But if you're familiar with swamp coolers, basically that's all it is. It's like the indoor swamp cooler, and you can add the ice and the water to it, and it really does a good job. It drops the temperature in this trailer about another 10 degrees. So with the with this probably it's probably pushing 100 degrees outside right now, and we're about 80 degrees in here. But if I need to add some more ice to it. If I add some more ice to it, I can get the temperature in here down to about 75 and keep it to about 75. But actually, I'd say it's 80 degrees, but it's fairly cool in here right now. But I can get it cold enough in here that you'll have to shut it off. You can't set in front of it. So
And you
yeah.
see my hair blowing.
Yeah. So that's something that you'll have to, and a lot of people are faced with that on all these Facebook forums that we're on with this, with snow cone vendors. A lot of people run into the AC issue, and so if you get a trailer, that's something you'll have to figure out is how you're gonna cool that thing. I don't think we really got into that on our other video, but you will have to find a way to cool it without taking up a lot of space. So we got that covered. As far as your unforeseen expenses, another one of our this wasn't an unforeseen expense or unplanned thing, but we did talk about it on our last video, and that's when we talked about getting power. Once you got your stand and everything, your location, everything, you're gonna have to figure out a way to get power. And so what we had to do, like I said, in dealing with our landowner didn't want us to drop our own pole in to provide our own electricity. And we were in negotiation with the people who were doing a sublease on this property, and we were going to use their electricity, and that all fell through. Like I said, that's one of the things that I was talking about that we're not going to get into as far as negotiating and people doing what they're saying they're going to do with contracts. So we're not going to get deep into that, but nonetheless, long story short, we weren't able to drop our own electricity. So in the daytime, we run off our gas generator, and that powers our whole trailer at night. But like I said in our, go ahead.
At daytime.
I mean, in the daytime, excuse me. It powers our trailer in the daytime, but we had to come up with a method to cool this thing at night, to keep our ice cold in our freezer and keep our refrigerator cold. And like I said, we had mentioned on our other video that we thought that we might have to come up with a solar generator that could do that, and that's what we did. It cost us a little chunk of change, but this thing is amazing in what it does. It's new to the market. It's called an EcoFlow. It's called an EcoFlow portable generator, and in the future I'll do a review on it so y'all can see it. I'm not gonna spin the camera around right now and get in. Say what? I'm not gonna spin the camera around right now and get too deep into it. But it's a portable generator that can run off of solar. You can solar power, or it can charge off electricity.
Soon they're gonna have it where you can charge it by wind too. And where we're at, it is so windy, so we're gonna be checking into that too.
And so right now we just leave it plugged into our gas generator in the daytime, and it charges it. And then at night, we keep our refrigerator and our freezer plugged into it, and at night it keeps them running and cold. So that solved our problem with that. So we don't have any issues with power. So we're running off the generator now with everything that we have hooked up. We're pulling a lot of juice out of this trailer right now. But our generator's handling it. But with the price of gas right now, it's costing us about $20. We're right at about $20 a day to operate our stand. So that ain't bad. Oh, a little more than 20. I'd say probably about 25, because we put ice in our coolers to keep our syrups cold. That's the next thing. You want to tell them about that?
Well, we were having a problem at first. We're new to the business, so we didn't know. I did know that I wanted my AC on at night because I didn't want the flavors to get too warm. But we were still having the problem with it not being cold enough. So my husband was trying to figure out the best system for it. We thought of ice packs. We don't really have room for another refrigerator. So my husband, we bought these lifetime coolers. You can go on our page and see one of our reviews on our lifetime versus the Yeti. They're really great coolers. We got a really big one, we got a small one. So we have all of our flavors in there so we can keep them cold. And like he said, we got to keep changing the ice on them. It's another expense, but what the problem was, we were doing our ice and it would melt too much and the ice would slosh down. So once we started cooling the flavors, our snow cones are so amazing and they are totally worth it. So it's been great cooling it. It's a little bit of a hassle, but we're getting our groove of things, and I would totally suggest it.
Yeah, yeah, just like she was saying, if you don't have your, when you're doing snow cones, if you don't figure out a way to keep your syrups cold, when you when your ice comes out your shaper and you pour that hot syrup on there, all you got is a slush.
And it don't even have to be hot. Even just its regular room temperature, I mean, it still just makes the snow cone fall. So we have that really fine powder shaved ice, and we need the cold, and we need it cold.
Yeah, so that's what we did. We bought the coolers. First we bought this little 55 quart, that's what we're sitting on, and then we upgraded and we got this 115 quart, and that pretty much holds all our flavors. We got like, I think just like 2 flavors that we can't fit in these two coolers, and so we just rotate bag ice. We got one of those big bag ice machines down the road, and we'll get bag ice and we'll rotate. We go through about 4 bags every 3 or 4 days on that bag ice, and we can get it for less than $2 a bag.
For 16 pounds.
For 16 pounds, yeah. So that ain't a bad expense to keep those flavors cold and deliver a good snow cone. So yeah, I think that's about covers it for, you know, anything that we can think of off the top of our head. We just jotted down a few notes right before we shot this video, just to, you know, cover a few things that we wanted to go over with you guys that might help somebody out.
One thing I just thought of is our way to take credit cards. We do get more sales for getting credit cards, so there is a small fee that we have to pay there. We did choose to go with a Square. I use that in my other business as well, and it itemizes things for you. You can put your menu in there, and that's been a help for us as well. We like that a lot. Like I said, that's another little fee that we have to do, but it'll be a write-off at the end of the year. So we really do like that. We just have the terminal. If you want to print a receipt, you can give that out as well.
Yeah, because what we found, if the snow cone business is an odd business, I don't know if it's like this for everybody, but for us, at our stand, we found it's about 50-50 with credit card sales to cash sales. So you might do one day where you might never run that credit card machine, and then you might do other days where you might not, you know, where it's vice versa.
You might not get any cash.
Yeah, well, you might not get any cash. So if you're thinking about doing a snow cone business, you definitely want to have a credit card machine. And like she said, those fees that you pay, that's just the price of doing business. You know what I mean? Don't worry about those fees, because think about all the money you're gonna make, or you're gonna lose. Not the money you'll make, but the money you'll lose if you don't have the machine itself. So yeah, that's a good point.
And one more point is get on your social media. Have social media everywhere. Get on your Facebook, your Instagram, get on your Google. I know there's more that I could probably get on. I'm not very savvy when it comes to all of that, but I'm learning. And so look out for us on Facebook. We are Frozone Snow Cone. On Instagram, we're Frozone Snow Cone as well. So look for us there. Please like, share, and subscribe to us everywhere.
Yes. And one other thing that I would recommend too that we've done that's been a success in our business so far is we did the punch card system. We implemented a punch card system, and with every time you get 10 punches on here, you get a free snow cone, and that's been a real big hit with all of our customers. We've had a lot of repeat customers, and like I said, that and a lot of them show back up with their card, and they are real intent on getting their punches. So
Yeah, they want their free card. We're also giving free punches when they go on our social media and they like it, they share us, or they make a post about it. We'll give them extra punches for that.
yes. So yeah, I think that's about covers it for this video, people. Like I said, we do apologize for the month-long hiatus from YouTube, but we will be getting some more content to you guys in the near future, and try to get you some content from here at the stand, since we're here so much. This is where a lot of our time has been devoted to. So we're gonna try to get you some content from our interaction with our customers and whatnot too here at the stand. But until then, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up. Iceman, Ice Lady, thank you for watching. Like I said, don't just watch the videos. Subscribe to the channel, people. Share, comment, and also I have noticed that there are some comments there on the channel too. We will be getting back to you on our comments. I do like to comment I do like to respond to everybody's comment on the channel. I do appreciate the feedback, and we will be getting, if we haven't got back to you, we will be getting back to you in the near future. And yeah, thank you for your comments and all your feedback, and hit the like button, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and
we wish you lots of luck.
yes, we wish you lots of luck in the snow cone business. And to our other YouTube family, we will be getting some gardening videos to you guys. We have been harvesting some stuff from our garden. It's a little bit mistreated right now because we've been running this business, but we're still getting produce. We got some tomatoes. I pulled some tomatoes the other day, some squash, zucchini, onions. Yeah, we still got onions coming in. I still got collard greens and mustard greens. A lot of my greens got burnt up in one of my other raised beds because they were in direct sun. But I still got some greens in the shade, and we're gonna get y'all some videos on that content too. So stay tuned and be on the lookout for that videos. And we'll see you then. RC Worldwide. Peace.